a lot of times when we're struggling, confidence is one of the underlying issues. Without confidence, you're never going to be able to grow your business to the level that you want to. It's about getting real with where you're at, understanding how this can really impact you. It's so important as business owners, as people trying to achieve a higher level of success in life, that we know how to mold confidence, create confidence, and then once we do that, protect it. I want to make sure that you're not letting the stress of your business, the stress of your life, the stress of anything you've got going on knock you off course. All right, we've got to be able to cultivate and protect that confidence. So let's get into it. Today I want to talk about cultivating confidence, protecting your confidence. It's so easy to just get kind of knocked off your game by something. It could be something so small. It doesn't have to be a life-changing event. It could be something so small that just starts eating into your confidence. You know, whether it's one event that happens and just kind of, hits you, or something that's just an underlying issue that just kind of, biting at your ankles. It's so important as business owners, as people trying to achieve a higher level of success in life, that we know how to mold confidence, create confidence, and then once we do that, protect it. And I'm not talking about confidence like I'm confident. It's not arrogance, it's confidence. And we all need a strong sense of confidence in who we are, in what we're doing, in our business, in our finances, in our relationships, in every area of our life to feel truly fulfilled. And I think a lot of times when we're struggling, confidence is one of the underlying issues. Without confidence, you're never going to be able to grow your business to the level that you want to, right? And it's not black or white. It's not like you either have confidence or you don't have confidence, right? Sometimes people are overly confident. It's about getting real with where you're at, understanding how this can really impact you. If you think about it like an underlining, I hate to use the word virus right now, but an underlining, issue that you've got that you're dealing with that you don't know is there. And I see it all the time. Lack of confidence will hold you back from getting to that next level. You're just out of your zone. You're not in your normal rhythm. Things are happening. You're not only trying to take care of yourself and your family and your business, but also your clients and what they're dealing with and what they're struggling with. And so you've got to remind yourself to protect your confidence. And I want to share with you how to do that today, how to cultivate that confidence and just make sure that you're feeling it, because you've got no reason to say, Lewis, I have all these reasons why I shouldn't be confident in what I do, because it's all self-belief. It's really all self-belief. It's all the story that we tell ourselves. And again, for those of you that's joining us, I don't think confidence is something you either have or don't have. I truly believe it's something that you cultivate, that you could create within yourself, and it's something you could do every single morning, right? Today I knew I've got to get up, I've got to serve, I've got to be here for you guys. I've got another group after this that we're dealing with. I've got a few calls that I've got to be on today to help people with what they've got going on. And I need to be in my best place. I need to be in my best mindset. And so do you, right? You've got your teams, you've got family, you've got yourself. So you've got to be able to make sure that you're on top of your game. So I woke up this morning, right away, I made sure that I ran my morning routine. We've talked about this in other episodes, but it's like, get up, I stretch, I meditate. This morning I went for a walk. I need like a recovery day. Yesterday was the first day I actually went to a real gym in over a year and needed a recovery day. So went on a 45-minute walk, and in my mind, I spent about 15 minutes just taking in gratitude. Everything that I'm grateful for. Everything that I'm grateful for. Just looking around like, wow, I love this new neighborhood. It's so great to be here. I'm so blessed for everything that I have in my life, my family, my daughter, my business, my clients, everything. And then I started feeling, visualizing the future, right? Started visualizing where I want my life to go, right? How I want it to be. Then I started bringing it back to today. I visualized this, being right here, right? Said, let me deliver, let me give a message today that will be helpful to those of you that are here with us today, right? That's my mission every single time. It's not about me sharing something like I know everything. It's like, no, let me share something I think will be really helpful for you. And then just kept walking and just, allow myself to get in a good state. And so I share that again with you because I want to make sure that you're not letting the stress of your business, the stress of your life, the stress of anything you've got going on knock you off course. All right, we've got to be able to cultivate and protect that confidence. So let's get into it. I've got 10 points here today that I want to go over with you that are really important in order to make sure that you're on top of your game. The first one is clarity. Clarity, right? In order to have confidence, you need clarity. You need clarity on who it is that you want to be as an individual, right? Who do you want to be? If you had to describe yourself, if you had someone describing you, how would you want them to describe you as the person that you want to be? You need clarity on your goals. You need clarity on your roles, right? We talked about that a couple months ago, right? Owning your roles, owning and elevating your roles. Whether you're a father, a mother, a boss, whether you're the dispatcher in your business, whether you're the salesperson in your business, whatever it might be, you got to own those roles. You need clarity in those areas. Clarity in what you're after for your health. Right? What does it mean for you to be healthy? You've just got to get clear on that. So how do you get clarity? You get clarity by, for me, journaling. That's been a secret weapon of mine for a long time, is like, just ask yourself the questions. What do I want? Why do I want it? How do I get it? Right? Once you start getting clear on that, then everything else in life starts to become much easier. You start to realize, I'm doing this for a reason, right? You want to make sure that each moment of every day is not just wasted. You're not just doing tasks. You're not just going with the flow. You're not just playing ping pong with emails with people back and forth for no reason. You want to know that everything's serving your greater purpose of what you want in your life. And that's true for everybody, because otherwise, why do any of this, right? Why do any of this? You'd go out and just have fun, that would get old real quick too, because that's not going to give you the purpose that you really need in your life. You need to be able to profit and thrive. You can't do just one or the other. So first step is clarity. When was the last time you guys sat down and ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want in life? Or what do I want in this situation? Right? I'm always seeking clarity. Always seeking clarity. I kind of have my own little worksheet for these live casts that I do. And the first thing on there is, what do I want them to take away from today's live cast? Right? I'm getting clear on the outcome. Right? Not what are the points. It's like, no. What's the outcome? What do I want you to be able to take away from that? If you have a meeting with your team, what do I want my team to take away from this meeting? If you're going to sit down and you go on a date night with your spouse, what do you want the outcome of that night to be? Right? I know what some of you are thinking, and that's okay too, but what's the conversation? What's the connection? How do you want that to be? Right? Clarity. That's it. When we're confused, when we're overwhelmed, when we're just feeling like, why am I doing this stuff? Take a step back. Get out a pen, get out a piece of paper, and ask the right questions to yourself. Seek clarity. You'd be amazed at how much it is that you already know. You just need to be able to ask the right questions and back up a little bit from the day to day. Listen, this is an ongoing thing. These are practices that I remind myself of every day, right? I'm not sitting here saying I don't struggle, I don't deal with any of this stuff. That's how I have come up with all this. It's from dealing with it and going through it and saying there's got to be a better way. How do we overcome this, right? How do I not let my lack of clarity, eat into my confidence? How do I make sure that I still maintain that mindset of forward movement even with stuff happening in my life, right? Clarity on what you want. You also need clarity in your business, right? Clarity in your business, that comes down to your numbers. That comes down to knowing what your plan is. What's your plan? Do you have a second quarter set of objectives right now that you're working on? If not, it's okay. If not, it's okay. If you're feeling any type of overwhelm, that's a normal thing. It's a normal thing. When you're an overachiever, when you're building a business, you take on a lot. And sometimes you bite off more than you could chew. This move in the middle of everything that we had going on in the business, launching a new promotion, a whole new program for our inner circle, like completely new program, completely restructured the entire business to go in this one direction in the middle of the move. Was I overwhelmed? Absolutely. But I recognized it for what it was. I got clarity. I asked the right questions. I reprioritized. And I allowed myself to put it in perspective as to, okay, this is okay. It might take 3-4 weeks to really get everything back settled, but it'll get there. We'll get there, okay? So clarity. Next one is congruence. Congruence. So congruence means, in this context, means who do you want to be? Who do you see yourself as? And are you actually living that? If you say, I'm a leader, I'm a great boss, I'm a great husband, or I'm a great wife, or I'm a great mother, I'm a great father, are you being congruent with that? Right? Congruent means, hey, this is how I see things, and this is the reality. How I see things and the reality, are they matching? Because one of the quickest things you could do to build your confidence and really start moving your life forward is to step into the person you see yourself as, right? We've got to have a vision of who we want to become. We've got to have this idea and this concept, and we all do, whether we know it or whether we don't, whether it's conscious or not. We have an idea in our mind that was either planted there from various people growing up, or that we sat and cultivated and said, you know what, let me get clarity on who I want to become, how I want to be in each and every one of my roles. And then if you're not feeling confident, look at it and say, is there congruence there? Am I being congruent with who it is that I want to be? There's something you could do right now today, every single day. You know what it is. Okay, it's not the same for everybody. It's at least one thing. You're like, you know what? If I was grading myself on this person that I say I want to be in my life, knowing that we've got a short life, am I doing that? What can I do to step into that more? We could all do better at this. I know there's a lot of competing desires. I know there's a lot of responsibility, right? But the alternative is to lay down and just let your lazy tendencies, and I don't mean you, I mean us as humans, let our lazy tendencies take over and not make the effort. I really believe how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you see one area of your life that you're just really lazy in, but you're really going hard in another area, try putting some more effort in the area that you're not being the best you could be, and watch how it impacts that other area, right? Balance it out. How you do anything is how you do everything. The next one is context. Context. Another way of saying perspective. Listen, shit happens, right? Who's got an issue they've been dealing with already this week? A big issue in their business or big issue in their life already this week? Okay? You know, we know it's coming. We know it's going to happen, right? It doesn't mean you're failing because you have problems. It doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong because there's issues. This is the nature of business. This is the nature of life. When you're trying to grow, things move. Things get unsettled. But it's your context of how you think about that problem, right? In the middle of this move, right? And this is what I'm dealing with right now. So it's like, you know, it'd be easy to say, oh man, should we have done this? There's so much, this is like, oh my God, we were nice and settled and we had to, you know, figure all this out. Chris is still there in the office. We're like, what are we going to do with the office? We got to figure out the office. We got to get all new stuff. We got to, oh my God. It'd be easy to go down that rabbit hole. And the reason I'm so quick with those, because those thoughts pop up in my head, in my wife's head. But then we quickly look at the context and say, okay, let's look at this. So what? Everything in the house isn't quite ready and how we want it to be. It'll get there. We've got a beautiful home. There's a roof over our head. It takes time to settle in. So what? The mover's damaged some stuff. We'll get it fixed. We'll get it repaired, whatever, okay? We could buy something new. It's all about how you perceive and internalize what's happening, the context, right? You could say, man, we lost $30,000 last month on our P&L. Okay, well, that might not necessarily be a bad thing. Let's look at the context around that, right? Did you spend a lot of money to take on a new hire to help grow your business and build your business? Like, there's reasons for things, but it's so easy to take each perceived negative event and catastrophize it as, you know, the end of the world or the end of the business, right? And when we have to look at it and we understand the psychology behind us as humans, we're all the same. We all want the same things, right? Roughly. It's like when we look at it and we realize that, you know, the same situation, one person could be so grateful for it, and another person could be so, this sucks, this is messed up. Like, you know, I could have easily been complaining about everything that's happened along the way in our move. Chris will tell you, all right? Just like this, that. You guys know, well, last month at the office, the AC went out. Yesterday, here, AC went out. Brand new units, brand new, AC went out, right? So it's back on. We got them out. We actually got this resolved quicker. They're a little quicker over here in Florida to get the things. But the point is, every time you're feeling stressed out, just think about the context. Think about how you're looking at it. It's not the situation. Look at the facts and let the facts be exactly what they are. Don't make them worse than they are. Don't make them better than they are. Just look at it for what it is. And that's it, right? Because everything that you have that you're dealing with, it's either there's something you could do about it. Is there something I could do about this? And you'll probably say, yeah, there usually is. Okay. Is there something I'm willing to do about this? Because there might be something that you could do about it, but you're not willing to do it. And then if not, you've got to accept it. That's it. You know, if you think about each and every one of us as computers and internet, like we've only got so much bandwidth to be able to deal with so much. We've got to be able to just put it in perspective, get it in context, do something about what we could do something about, and accept what we can't, right? Next one is in building and protecting your confidence is competence. You guys have heard me talk about this. There's something in psychology called the competence-confidence loop. And what that means is, competence basically means skill development, right? Learning to become competent at something. I didn't have confidence when the AC went out because I don't know how to fix it, right? I didn't have confidence when the sink was backing up yesterday too. There was a lot going on. When you move into a new place, it's like stuff happens, right? I didn't have the confidence because I don't have the competence. I don't know how to do that, right? But I know how to pick up the phone and call somebody and get them out here. Everything we're doing in our lives, if there's something that's part of your day, if I knew I needed to fix AC every single day, I'd learn how to do it. The same way that I know, even though Chris has been doing it for the past several years, I know how to set up these lights. I know how to set up these cameras because it's part of my business. I didn't allow myself to move here and fall apart like, what do I do? What do I do? Because I didn't have the competence to do something that is a key aspect of my business. So when you feel frustrated with anything that you're doing, okay, and if anybody's feeling overwhelmed right now, take a deep breath. Just put it all in context, right? It's easy to ignore things, but when you start to realize, look, everything in your business could be figured out. Everything in your life could be figured out. And you're not going to figure it out overnight, but identifying the skills that you need to develop, keeping a list of skill development is crucial, right? I've got a list going in my phone. Every time I realize I need to learn a new skill, I put it in there, and I might not learn it for a year. 18 months sometimes. Or I might get to a place where I realize, you know what, I hired somebody to do that. It's not really that important that I learn it, and I move on. But gaining that competence gives you more confidence. That's it. When you first learn how to drive, you don't have confidence because you're not competent. But as you get more confidence, you drive more. As you drive more, you get more competence, and then you gain more confidence. Competence-confidence loop. Next one, control. You want to have control over the things that you can have control over. There's so much uncertainty in life and in business that the things that can be certain, make them certain. Your processes in your business, your people, and how your people are running those processes. That includes generating your numbers, generating the information that you need. You have control over yourself and what you decide to do with your time from the minute you wake up. You have control over the time that you go to bed. Louis, I'm stressed out. I don't have, what do you mean meditate? What do you mean exercise? I don't have time for this. You have control over that. You might have conflicting desires. You might want to do it, but you also want to sleep. You might want to do it, but you also want to binge Netflix, right? But you do have control over that. So the stuff that you have control over, make a list. What do I have control over? Because some stuff you don't. Some stuff you don't. But the things that you do, lock those down. This will build your confidence and protect your confidence. And again, put that in context, right? Because you may make a long list of things you can control, but you can't implement all that right away. So you decide what's most important, what's going to give you that biggest lever, right? You want to get leverage. What's going to give you the biggest leverage? And you start with that. There's so many things that I want to do that are on lists. So many things that I think I should do that I don't, right? You work with what you've got, but if you have struggles and there's something that you know that's in your control that will help you overcome those struggles and you're not doing anything, that's on you, right? And then the thought process that goes behind that with some people is they start to feel bad about them. Why can't I do this? I know what I need to do. Why can't I get myself to do it? I have those conversations with myself. Everybody does. Everybody does. I don't care how successful, how big. there's always something that somebody wants to do that they're not doing. Nobody's perfect. Don't let the Instagram bullshit fool you and what everybody's showing online, because that's not reality, right? The last month, I've been stressed out more than I've been stressed out for a long time. And I said to myself, I'm not letting this move stress me out. But if I started to go, I shouldn't be stressed out. What? No. Just every day, I do the things that I have control over that I know will get me out of that place. And just because the stress creeps up doesn't mean I can't push it back down or release it, right? And then the next part with that is having the consistency. Consistency. Louis, I tried that and it didn't really work. How often? I tried to meditate and I still have stress. How often? I went to the gym and all it did was make me sore. Did you go back? No. Consistency. You know? It's like you keep having that consistency with everything you need to do and you'll start to gain momentum. That's it. That's what we want, right? We want momentum. We want forward progress. Who feels the best when you've got forward progress going on in your life? When you feel like you're gaining momentum. Consistency. Few small things, right? You look at it like, wow, Louis, that morning routine list is pretty long. Okay, pick one thing that works for you and just do it consistently. And be realistic with what that is. Is it 5 days a week? Is it 7 days a week? You know? That goes with being congruent. That goes with being congruent. I want to start working out. I want to start breaking a sweat, which is tremendous for your mindset, by the way. Well, the congruency, right? If you're like, you set unrealistic expectations for yourself there. I'm going to work out every single day and you can't do it. Okay. Readjust, lower the expectation, 5 days, and then you meet the 5 days. That's where the congruency happens, right? And that consistency, we damage our own confidence when we don't live up to the person that we're saying we want to be, right? We start getting down on ourselves and we're like, man, I got all fired up after the live cast and I said I was going to do it last month. And I didn't do it. Okay, consistency, start again. Consistency means every time you fall off, start again. Every time you fall off, start again. Something in your business, you want to create processes, you got away from it, okay, start again. Can it be today? Maybe not. Maybe you've got to wait till the beginning of the third quarter, but start again, right? You went on, my workouts and my food regimen, way off during the move. Way off during the move, okay? But I got it back on track, right? I allowed myself a little bit of grace, enjoyed it a little bit. I was like, you know what? Pizza could be more than one night a week. Why not? And, consistency. I got back on. All right, enough's enough. Let's get back to doing the things that I know are going to feed my mind, my body, my soul, my business, my clients, my family, everybody else. So one of the things that will keep you in this place of low confidence, which is self-doubt, is just not having consistency. So I don't care what it is. I don't care how small it may seem. Pick something, do it consistently, and it will build your confidence. Next one, connection. Connection. It's like, I was talking to my wife about this whole, feeling a level of stress that I haven't felt in a long time. And it's like, we all need to realize that this whole year has since the pandemic started, this has been crazy. And I think everybody underestimates what it's done to our mental well-being. And the connection that we've lost with people. We're human beings. We need connection with other people. We need connection with family, with friends. We need connection with community like this. We need connection to our higher power, whatever you believe in. We need connection with ourselves. Time to sit and be and think about things like what we're talking about today, having clarity. So where can you improve some connection? Where have you lost connection? Part of our move back here to Florida was connection. I wanted to make sure my daughter experienced the love of family, the love of lifelong friends. And I know that connection is really important for your confidence and your overall happiness. Connection. Connect in this group. Go in a Facebook group. Connect with each other. Go call a friend that you haven't talked to in a while. If you're feeling comfortable going out at this stage, people are, there's two camps right now, neither one's wrong. Go meet somebody for lunch. You get so far away from something that it's easy to forget how important it is. You get so involved in your business and I'll come up for air one day when I'm successful. One day I'll be able to spend time with them and spend time with them and spend time with myself and really be present with my family and connect. Because being with your family and being present with them, it's different. That's true connection, right? Next one, contribution. Contribution. If you're not feeling confident, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, ask yourself what you could do for someone else. What can you do for someone else? I've literally done things for my family, immediate and extended, for friends, for my team, for the community, that all came from, look, let me stop focusing on me and let me focus on helping somebody else right now. Because we get so caught up in our own stuff, and when you do this, it brings a sense of joy and a sense of meaning to your life. Set up find a charity that you feel good about and set up a monthly auto draft and put $20, $50, $100, something. At least hey, I'm giving back somewhat, somehow. I do that with St. Jude Children's Hospital for children's cancer research. I do that with Feeding America for helping the hunger problem in this country, especially with the pandemic. I do that with the Underground Railroad, which helps rescue young women mostly that got abducted and sold into sex slavery in other countries. They literally send in ex-Navy SEALs and do SWAT team missions to rescue them. Contribution. Doesn't have to be much. You could literally, you're I don't have time. Okay, go online, pick something. Whatever your budget is, put it on a recurring thing and just, at least you're contributing in some way. Or if you go home and your wife's struggling with something or your husband's struggling with something and you had a long day, put your stuff aside and say, what, let me contribute here. Let me help them. Let me talk to them about their stuff. And you'll be amazed how that helps you. And it's a long list today, right? It's a lot of work to keep the confidence up, right? And then you got to protect it. We've got to celebrate. We've got to celebrate. And what I mean by this is we've just got to look back. We've just got to look back at what we've done and what we've achieved and remember that. That's it. It's so easy when you're growing. Because remember, when you're growing, you're meeting challenge after challenge after challenge. If it was easy, then you're not growing. If it was easy, anybody would do it. If it was easy, the rewards wouldn't be there. So you've done a lot. I mean, I know a lot of you. I'm looking at a lot of you. I've talked to you. I've worked with you personally. And you've achieved a lot already. You've got to remember that. Keep a list. Keep something that when you're feeling that self-doubt, when you're feeling defeated by some current problem or overwhelmed by the, all of life, you're strong. You're resilient. You've done it. You've been there. You've overcome stuff. You have to. We forget those things. And we sense ourselves up against some wall that's outside of our comfort zone. And instead of reminding ourselves like, hey, look, you were here before. Might have been a different situation, different challenge, different atmosphere, different people, different business, different stage in my life. But it was something that you didn't know how to handle and you figured it out. Your belief in your ability to figure things out, if you could just, your whole takeaway from this whole livecast today is like, if I could just believe in my ability to figure things out, that'll protect my confidence. Because every time something pops up that's outside of your comfort zone, that seems like it's the end of the world, you'll know that you've been there before and you'll figure it out. Might feel inconvenient right now. Might feel like this is the one, this is it, this is over. The thoughts come up, it's about, you probably put them in context really quick. You're probably like, nope, let me shift this. Right? But you got to have a list either mentally or written down of all the moments where you had, a challenge in front of you that you overcame. Something that seemed like it was catastrophic that wasn't. That will help you move forward with a sense of confidence. Because even though you might plow through any obstacles that are in front of you, it's a whole different life and way of being when you could walk confidently through the flames knowing it's all good, right? I've got this. I've been here before. I'll figure it out. There's somebody I could learn what I need to learn from. I could gain the competence. I could figure out the clarity. And then with all that, you've got to go into it with a combination of certainty and faith. Certainty and faith. Everything that you want in your life, you've got to allow yourself, you got to sell yourself on the certainty that you're going to make it happen. The certainty that you're going to make it happen. All your goals, you know what? I'm going to make this happen. And if I don't, I'm going to have faith that it's because something better is coming. This comes from my celebration practice. This comes from looking back at all that I've been through, everything that looked like it was going to be the hardest thing, the most difficult thing, the most, life-destroying, business-destroying thing that I've gone through. And I'm like, you know what? Every time it worked out for the better. It worked out to be the right path. Where I might have had certainty on what I wanted to do about something, and then what felt like a failure, now I change the context of that and say, all right, you know what? It's happening for a reason, and I'm going to have faith that it's something better than what I was trying to achieve. So whatever and when I say faith, for you, this might be, faith in God, or, if you look up faith in the dictionary, it's just a certainty that something will happen, an assurance that something will happen, right? So when you've got that certainty and I'm going to make this happen, because that's how you got to have confidence. If you go into something and you're just like, I don't know if I could do this, I'm not quite sure, you're not going to do it. You're not going to bring your best. Sell yourself on the certainty. Like, I'm going to make this shit happen. And then have the faith that if it doesn't work out, it'll be okay. It's not the end of the world. Right? So, all right. That's it. That's it. Let me do a recap for you guys. So we got, number one, clarity. Got to have clarity. Number two, congruence, which basically means this is how I see myself and this is how I'm acting. right? Or this is how I see my business, this is how we're performing. Are they the same? Bringing those together will raise your confidence and your level of certainty and happiness in your life. Context, your perspective on what things mean. This right here is so important, because all we're doing is we're receiving information and we have to process that information. And when we process it with this is the end of the world as opposed to this is the most amazing opportunity or anything in between, that's going to determine the difference of what you do next, the action that you take next. Competence, whatever you don't know, whatever you're struggling with, whatever you feel not confident with, if it's part of your daily daily life, you got to go learn how to do it. It will chip away and eat away at your confidence if there's something in your life that you have to do every day, or that you don't do but you should be doing every day because you don't know how to do it. Everything you want to know how to do, you could learn out there. Very easy right now. Control, anything you can have control over, get control over it. Your own actions, plus the processes in your business, any of the movements of people in your business, gain control over that. Consistency, right? Consistency. Showing up for this every month, consistently, right? Taking notes. You know how many notes I have of things that I want to do that I just haven't done? It's okay. I'm doing stuff consistently that I feel good about. Consistently for years. Imagine you do something consistently for days, weeks, months, years, whether it's a personal workout routine, or whether it's a gratitude practice, or whether it's every week I'm going to meet with my team, or whether it's every month I'm going to review my numbers. The consistency is where you start to see the results. Forget about confidence. You also start to get the results in your business and in your life. Connection. Make sure you form those connections, strengthen those connections with yourself, with your family, with your friends, with your team, with total strangers. I made it a point to everybody that was in and out of the house for the past couple weeks working on this or working on that, I made it a point to have some type of dialogue with them, have a connection with them, ask them about them, see what they've got going on, whether it was their company or they worked for the company. Made sure I tipped everybody, because that, to me, that's like, I know that's their living, right? That's I guess that would be more contribution, but just making that connection with whoever. Contribution. Whether you're just helping somebody and listening to what they've got going on and offering them a few pieces of advice, whether you take what you learned today and, whether maybe you know all this already, but it's just kind of like reminding you. Because there's a lot of things we all know, we just need the reminder on. Maybe there's someone else in your life that needs to hear some of this. Celebration. Go back to the past and see what you did well, but then remember, I struggle with this, which is celebrating the wins in real time. At the end of the day, like, wow, that was great. I have to remind myself to do it. At the end of the week, like, wow, what a great week. And I'll let the days get away from me. Would I like to improve it? Absolutely, right? But there's only so much we could be working on at once. But I know once a week I'm going to look back at the week and I'm going to celebrate. Not throw a party over it, but just this. It's all. This is all the celebration you need. A little pat on the back. Acknowledge yourself for what you've done, because you're the one that sees what you do every day. And then have certainty in what you're trying to accomplish, and faith that if it doesn't work out, something better will come from it. Hey, my friend, before you go, you've got to hurry and watch these next few videos over here. They will absolutely help you take your moving company to the next level. Go watch them now, and I'll see you over there.